An international group of Catholic theologians and other experts is holding a private workshop in Rome. The purpose is to respond to issues including sexual morality, moral norms, and conscience raised in the recent publication of the Pontifical Academy for Life. Joining us now from Rome is Pia de Solenni, moral theologian and speaker at the conference. Pia, great to have you. Can you tell us more about this conference and why it's so important?
Hi, Tracy. It's great to be back with you again. So this conference is being sponsored by the International Catholic Jurist Foundation, Ethics and Public Policy Center, and Ave Maria Law School. And it's an opportunity to look at the recent proceedings from the Pontifical Academy for Life that suggested that there might be a change in Humanae Vitae, the Church's teachings on contraception, as well as the teachings on in vitro fertilization. And because these teachings are so fundamental, and this represents really a seismic shift, this workshop came together to do really what Pope Francis has asked theologians and other experts to do: study these questions, do some thinking on it. And, ultimately it's up to the magisterium to decide what the answer is. But we're really answering the Holy Father's call to do the work here of doing the in-depth study that needs to be done.
And Pia, you were one of the speakers at the conference this morning. The Anthropology of Humanae Vitae, its challenges and need of support. That was the title of your talk. Would you mind summarizing that for us?
Sure. Well, as many of you know, Humanae Vitae is a very challenging document. It doesn't mean it's impossible, but it's challenging. And many of St. Paul VI's prophecies, or in fact all of them, have come true. And so now we have a culture, a world that has lived 50 years of his prophecies fulfilled, which is not a good thing. And so I talked about some of the challenges, the difficulties, and what we can do. I think the conversation needs to keep going. We can't simply say, okay, Humanae Vitae was written over 50 years ago, that's it, or Theology of the Body happened. This is a work in progress. And I worked with a priest colleague who pointed out to me, he said, we talk about the early Christians as the first couple of hundred years. He said, what if the earth and the church still exist in 10,000 years, and it's the first 2,000 years of Christianity that are the early Christians. So this is a work that we have to continue to do. And what I'm proposing is that we really look at what is required for relationality. Again, St. Paul VI and St. John Paul II laid the ground for this. But if you look at the difficulties in marriage, it's not complementarity or the lack of that. It's the capacity to be in relation. And so then we're getting back to some family issues, family of origin issues, which again, completely supported by both St. John Paul II's theology and a lot of our mental health sciences. And I think that's what we need to start focusing on. How do we fix that? How do we make it possible for people to be in relationship and to have that capacity and ultimately to be happy? Because that's what the church wants, is for people to be happy. And Humanae Vitae is clear about that in the very first paragraph.
Pia, we have probably about 30 seconds left or so, but quickly, in your opinion, how can this conference provide a service to the church and Catholic students?
Well, again, we need to do this deeper study, and so that's what's being done. We're looking at topics like conscience, law, theology, anthropology, and this is a work that has just begun, and I think we're going to have to invite more people into this work.
Now, Pia, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. God bless you.